Hey there YouTube, it's Robert, Shirator 1979, coming to you with another video. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to tell you guys something. I am about to do in the video I'm working on. I'm asking a lot of friends of mine, and I'm going to give credit where credit is due. This video idea has come from the idea of shock on now. The video I'm getting ready to, I'm in the process of working, is called What Do Pagans Really Think of Jesus? And what I am doing is I'm asking my pagan friends, both here in my area that I'm friends with, online and other places, what do you think of Jesus? Okay, and I'm asking just honestly, what do you think of Jesus? Now, I'm not trying to get into the idea of is he God, all that, but just as the man as seen in the Bible, what do you think of him? And one of them said a very interesting phrase that kind of stuck with me, and I started thinking about it. And his answer was, I think he was a wise, gentle, great man. The Christians could learn a lot from him. And this friend of mine, this is a good friend of mine, he said it with such a broken heart that it got me thinking. I've been thinking about it. And he's right. He's right. And the reason I say this is I've been noticing here on YouTube, especially recently, a huge, almost war that the Christians are inflicting upon the pagan community. Okay? And Christians out there, the ones who are like in the middle of this, I'll be honest with you, you're the ones attacking them. Okay? You're the ones attacking them. And I'm seeing this, you're going to hell because you're a witch. You're going to hell, hell, hell. You're evil, wicked. How dare you bring up your children and be witches? How dare you? Exact quote. This person is actually one of the people involved. And I'm going to say it right now, this is not shock all before anyone posts, okay? I have my issues, everybody knows that, but this did not come from shock all, and I don't want this to be attributed to him. But this one person is actually stated he is trying, and he's going to fail, but this is how evil it gets, that he's supposedly a lawyer, and he's going to be filing injunctions to have the children of all the Wiccans, the witches that have children, if they're admitted that they're bringing them up to learn to practice witchcraft, his quotes, please don't shoot the messenger, I'm just telling you what he said, but bring up to be witchcraft, he's going to try and get their children put in orphanages. I think it's sick. I think it's wrong. It's evil to do that. Okay? But there's something I've noticed. Everybody's probably saying, well, what's this have to do with my title? Well, attitudes like that, every time I hear these attitudes, it always goes back to Old Testament law. Suffer not a witch to live, this, that, and the other thing. But it's always going back to Old Testament. There's something I want to inform all the Christians who didn't know this. We're not in the Old Testament times anymore. We are now in the New Testament era because of Jesus Christ. And I say that because we are called Christians. Christ. We are trying to be like Christ. Which means everything we do, alright, the way we treat others should be tempered after the man of Jesus Christ. See, every time I hear a Christian talk about Jesus, okay, and I'm speaking in very general terms, but most of the time when I hear a Christian talk about Jesus, it's always, well, he died for your sins. He died, he died, he died. Granted, that's still key. The death and resurrection is still cornerstone to the Christian faith. But you know what y'all are forgetting? The Christians who are saying this all the time? Jesus lived. Alright. God walked this earth. Okay, now let's for those who don't believe in Jesus, I'm not trying to get into this, was Jesus God or not, okay? But Jesus walked this earth and led a life. And I think that life he led is as important as the death he had. And I say that because let's take a minute and look at the life of Jesus. Okay? What did he do? What did he go around doing? He went around being the friends of the evildoers, the prostitutes, tax collectors, the pagans, the Gentiles. He was their friend. He supped with them. Now see, in biblical times, you did not eat with those who were your enemies. You did not eat, you did not sup, you did not share a time with those who were not your friends, those you did not care about. Jesus did. Now granted, his disciples were his closest friends. I mean, they shared the Last Supper with him. Okay, there was a special connection between him and his followers, but he did not forsake the rest of the world. And I say this because anytime we read the Old Testament, okay, because we no longer live in Old Testament times, it has to be tempered with the life that Jesus led. Suffer not a which to live. That was an Old Testament law, which we are no longer under. See, someone pointed out, God is the same as he was yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Okay, yeah, I'll agree with that. But what I would say, though, is the relationship he has with us has changed. Before, we were covered under the law of the Old Testament law. God has fulfilled it. Jesus has fulfilled it. We are now living under a state of grace and mercy. Now it's no longer, do we fulfill this exact letter? Do we do it exactly like this all the time? Or is it, what is the state of our hearts? How do we believe? How do we treat others? It saddens me to see some of the hatred coming from Christians. And now, okay, let's be fair. I've seen some of it coming from the other side too, the pagan community and all that. Okay, I'm not going to say everybody's 100% innocent in all this, because that would be foolish. That'd be foolish of me. But see, Christians are of my faith, so it hurts me when I see this, when I see hatred and you're going to hell, you're going to hell. I want to tell you guys something, Christians out there. Jesus' life wasn't about words, it was about action. See, he would tell the people who wanted to hear, but they wanted to hear because of the life and the actions he took beforehand, because of the love and mercy he showed them long before he said anything to them. And my pagan friends, non-Christians, whatever, I'd love to hear this, but see, here's the point. I'd love to hear your opinion on this, but here's the point. Most of them are sick and tired of hearing it. Most of them, I would say, most of these pagans out there, okay, probably have read the Bible more. A lot of them have, and I can name quite a few of them, have read and have a deeper understanding of the literal interpretation, the literalness of the Bible, than most Christians out there, most self-professing Christians. Heck, I'll go so far as to say this exactly. Padre Ashes, worst Christians in the world. Okay, inside joke, no one jump on me. Inside joke between me and Padre Ashes. But I'd be willing to put Padre Ashes' knowledge of the Bible to shock all nows. Because I know Padre Ashes. He has a very deep understanding. He doesn't believe it. Okay, but he still has an understanding. But see, the point of it is, most of them are sick and tired of hearing it because they never see it. All they ever hear is, you're going to hell, believe like I do, or suffer the consequences. But they don't see the love that we supposedly have. Everything, Christians, everything you do should be tempered by the life and love of Jesus. And if we start doing that, I think we'll see a revelation, a huge love for the Lord start to come about. And just because they won't accept them, just because they don't happen to believe because of us, doesn't mean we should stop loving them and being there for people. We're all human beings. No matter what our faith is, in the end we're human beings. Anyway, I'm out of time as normal. I may do another part to this lately, but got my main point. God bless. Take